Hi, this is Tara Marino with ParisFashionSchool.com and ElegantFemme.com. So I am at the end of the day. This morning was the morning that I got up early and I went to a atelier in France to see if they would make my design, and they said yes. And I want to tell you a little bit behind the scenes of my process, okay? Because I feel like it's important. So the first thing I want to show you, because really what makes this experience different from any one of us stepping into our desires, is it's just something I want to share. So let me show you what I did last night. I'll show you this real quick. Can you see this? That's a living vision that I put together last night before I went to bed, committing to myself that I was going to actually get up and do this and what I wanted it to look like. So I'm just going to read you a couple things. I am getting dressed, feeling beautiful and aligned. I am calmly and safely catching the metro with all of my materials and arriving in the 8th arrondissement. I am in love and trusting life. I am leaving the atelier en coulisses with a new sense of confidence, freedom, and joy. I am clearly and easily sharing my vision for my design, and the man, which it ended up being a woman, so my vision was a little off, lovingly tells me she can of course make it and have it ready, which she is doing it and she can. The atelier is making a connection for my new lingerie piece. I am connecting with the most kind gentleman, turned out to be a woman, and feel connected and immediately at peace. I am easily walking and finding Rue Coulisse and entering into l'atelier. Okay, so this is giving you an idea, all right? This or something better for the highest good of all concerned. I made a commitment to myself last night that I was going to do it, and I also made a vision of what I wanted it to go like. So when I woke up this morning, I will tell you that I hit snooze like 3 times. Every piece of resistance inside my body was like, oh, Terry, you don't need to go. This is silly. It's not that big of a deal. They probably can't make your garment anyway. They don't even know you. Why are they going to do it? I mean, every single thought as I'm brushing my teeth. Oh, it's not that big of a deal. You know, do I have the right materials? Just all of this kind of thing. All the way to right before I went in, there was a taxi on the side corner, and I almost jumped in the taxi and said, oh, I'm just going to be late for class anyway, so I just can't do it. And I almost, right? But I didn't. And this is the difference. I took action. And taking action towards your desires is like, what I kept telling myself this morning is that, what if it does work? What would it feel like to have one of my designs made before I leave Paris? What would that be like? I've got to at least try this. I've got to at least enjoy the experience. And as I was riding the metro with my bag full of materials, I kept saying, this is awesome. This is fun. I can't believe I'm getting to do this. Regardless of what they say, I can't believe I'm getting to do this. I did it. So this is what happens. When you step into your desires, when you start to commit, so this is important. I was thinking about this earlier today. I committed to doing this, right? So many of us are scared to commit. We're scared to commit because we're afraid we won't have any other choices if we commit to something. And in my experience, as soon as we start to commit to things, more doors open up. So instead of feeling restricted that you've committed to something, the more opens up. And in fact, I'm relating this now more and more to clothing, and I'll be doing much more of this, I'm sure, in the future. But this is why I feel like people in general, buy a lot, consume a lot of really inexpensive things, not just about the money, because they feel like they don't have money to buy more expensive things. They actually would if they saved their money and committed to one purchase instead of 10 cheapo purchases. And this is something I'll be talking more about in my collection going forward, and real quality and the commitment of one piece. But as a woman, you need to commit to your desires. You need to take that step. You need to, when we came here, this is just my personal belief. When we came here, We did commit to something. Our souls committed to something. There was something inside of us that was driving us. It was truly, truly committing us towards our purpose, and we did commit. And then sometimes we get here and we don't want to commit. We're kind of in and out and wishy-washy, and we know what it is deep, deep and down inside we want to do. Just like we know what it is deep, deep down inside we want to buy, the high end of the luxury, maybe the special black coat, but instead we end up buying like 5 cheap black coats or 5 cheap black t-shirts instead of that one really nice cashmere sweater. I find the same in life. We really know what our desire is, but we're afraid to commit to it, so we end up doing all these chop shop kind of things along the way. It's time for us as women to really, really commit to our desires, and I want to let you know what happens when we do. So today, at the end of the day, I feel like this is really aligned. I did that this morning. I took that risk. I took the metro. I would have probably been quicker. Maybe not in Paris to drive. The metro's kind of crazy too. But I made that commitment and I did it, right? I stood up and I took that risk. And just now I got out of a lecture with one of the top marketing managers of brands here. I'm still nervous about it. Of luxury brands here in France. And my director pulled me aside. I was in the back row, and she said, Tara, I want you to walk him out. I'm going to keep everyone here because I want to read them something, but I want you to walk him out, and I want you to tell him about your lingerie line, and I want you to tell him about your vision. And he just got done saying in class, like, he doesn't work with people, he's very, very high end. And I walked him out, and he said, I just want to let you know she told me about you, and let's meet next week. So who knows what it means? Who knows what's going to come out of it? But I can tell you that I'll be meeting with him, and I'll be able to discuss what we're doing and where we're going. And he's in charge of all the big images of the luxury brands. He's an art director for all the top brands. So it's just magical. And I feel deep inside that the reason that even opened up for me is because I committed to my desire this morning, and I stood up and I said, okay, I'm going to do this no matter what. And so I want to encourage you to take a big step. I was talking about this with my crèmes last night. I want to encourage you to take a really, really big step towards your desire, and I want you to share it with me on the page because I want you to know that me and the entire Elegant Femme community is behind you. And what we've created already in this short time together with Paris Fashion School, it's growing and it's building, and there's something very magical happening here. So I'm going to encourage you to go big.